My name is Marlene Jones. I'm from Wichita, Kansas. My 6.5-year-old grandson reported horrendous abuse by his father to his therapist, who he was seeing for trichotillomania. The therapist made 3 reports to SRS. His pediatrician, Dr. Schreffler, and specialist Dr. Mary Boyce made reports of abuse to SRS to stop the visitation. SRS unsubstantiated the father. At 8.5 years old, my grandson made another report of abuse. My grandson tells that he is being abused by his father during visitation. His mother filed a PFA to protect her child. The judge ordered the mother to report the abuse to SRS and law enforcement, and because she did, she lost custody of her child. A Wichita Police Department EMCU detective and SRS social worker violated the PFA and went to school to remove my grandson. The WPD EMCU detective made 3 false statements on the police affidavit report to remove him. The SRS social worker accompanying the detective stated that the mother refused to bring the boy in to be interviewed, not knowing that the conversation was being recorded. The WPD EMCU detective removed my grandson from school on abuse by the father and 30 minutes later placed him in the Wichita Children's Home with the reason for removal changed to emotional abuse by the mother. My grandson was detained and concealed for 11 days, 9 working days, before the hearing in juvenile court, which was required by Kansas law within 72 hours of removal, or the child is to be released back into the lawful custody of the mother. My grandson's whereabouts were unknown. While in police custody for 11 days, my 8.5-year-old grandson was interrogated more than once without his mother's approval or being read his Miranda rights. The SRS social worker interrogated my grandson with leading questions, told him she hated his mother, threatened him with a judge, called him a liar, and restrained him when he tried to leave, which was recorded. My grandson's father was interviewed. SRS and law enforcement conspired with the father to change custody of my grandson. They had no intention of prosecuting for child abuse, and they tell him how long it will take for him to get custody of his son, which was also recorded. The SRS social worker falsified her court documents and stated that my grandson was physically removed from his home 8 days after he was actually removed. She also stated no knowledge of a PFA. My grandson was placed in foster care where he was beaten and drugged. The Sedgwick County ADA falsified court motions, said my grandson's mother brought the child voluntarily to be interviewed the day after he was removed and could have taken him and left, but chose to leave him. He withheld evidence during discovery, the recordings. My grandson's mother appealed the substantiation of emotional abuse. Judge Stephen E. Good, judge of law for the state of Kansas, reversed the finding. The report was false, no services needed, the case was closed, no clear and convincing evidence as required by law. Judge Stephen E. Good stated that the mother did what she was supposed to do to protect her child. My grandson should have been returned to his mother. The Sedgwick County ADA, who represented the state, not the county, continued the case. The Sink judge gave sole custody to the father that my grandson had said was hurting him, and his mother was placed on supervised visitation for reporting the abuse. The mother pays an off-duty cop $50 cash for 1.5 hours a week supervised visitation. It seems that we have laws. I used to believe that we had a law that it would be followed. The laws aren't being followed. There are no consequences for failure to follow the law. Every child should be protected. When a mother reports or a child reports, that child should be protected.